Good evening, everybody. This is Bob Mastonio. We're here Tuesday night with Street Legal. We're here every Tuesday night on 103.9 LI News Radio. I am here with my co-host, Link.
What's going on, everybody? Good to be here. Glad to have y'all with us.
And we have a special guest tonight. We have live in the studio with us, Tony Yayo from G Unit.
Second time with us, man. Second time with us.
I love your radio intro, man. I love it.
Great guest.
I like the piano in the back and everything. I'm loving that.
And then for our listeners out there, we have live call-in, 631-451-1039. Call in with your questions for Yayo, for me, for Link. Yeah. We welcome all callers. We're going to talk about a variety of topics tonight. Like, we had a lot going on in politics. Trump going to be arrested.
Yeah.
To what's going on in the economy, to banks failing. We have to figure out what the hell's wrong with America. We got to fix these problems here, because
there's a lot going on.
11, 12-year-olds getting caught with guns. Murder rates up in the city. Long Island crime, fentanyl's going crazy.
Oh man,
there are problems facing our society that we have to start addressing, or we're going to become a third world country.
Yeah,
we really are.
I think too, it's a lot of the people that's supposed to be playing their role is not playing their role, because if there is, how is this happening?
It shouldn't be happening.
Right. It's like you said, we were too reliant on government, and I think they're allowing a lot of the things we're suffering.
That was the things we talked about in one of the previous shows. Jay, what responsibility do the families, the family unit, the mom and dads owe these little kids so they get to have opportunities and grow up and get out of the neighborhoods they come in?
I mean, I'm always I'm always an advocate for it's the environment,
right?
So like I'm actually trying to set up a nonprofit called Passport to the Future, where we take kids from all boroughs. Like, we might go to Wyandanch, we might go to Brownsville, Brooklyn, we might go to Southside, Jamaica, Queens, and the kids that didn't have an opportunity to leave the hood, we would take them kids and maybe take them to a 50 Cent show or a Boogie show or fly them to Paris. That's something that I'm working on now, because I think it's just the environment. You
have to open their eyes to other opportunities, because if they just only see what goes on in that neighborhood, they're only going to see the crime, they're only going to see the poverty, they're only going to see negative things.
Right.
You were fortunate enough, to team up with 50 Cent. You're one of the founding members of G Unit, and you guys were very, very successful. And thank God you're out of the hood.
A lot of these kids is in the environment, and like, for instance, we could have a normal kid from the projects. Right. And he might not be in the gang. Right, but he might know everybody in his gang. His cousin might be in the gang. His brother might be in the gang. He comes out his building and he gets shot. He's not even in the gang. It's just the affiliation or the neighborhood. And it's getting wilder and wilder. But I think the other day in Queens, I've seen a young boy working in a smoke shop, because they're running in the smoke shops now.
I seen that.
That's like a new trend that's going on now. You see a lot of smoke shop robberies, and the kid got killed for $100 and $50 in vapes. For them kids that did that murder, we already know the time. They're going to get caught.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But this is the thing. Why is there such a low value placed on human life? We talked about this in Winers. We talked about this in Quorum.
I think just the way,
right here.
I feel like the way the younger generation is growing up with the Instagram and everything online and stuff you're seeing rappers get killed and people get killed online every day.
It seems that normal now.
Yeah, it just seems like it got worse and worse. But like I said, a little kid got killed for $100 and $50 worth of vapes. And now them 3 kids' lives are ruined.
And then those families are ruined. And then you have, it just creates the snowball effect. Generation after generation is failing. And then, we talked about this with the crack epidemic in the 80s.
Yes, definitely.
Cleaned out the hood from mom and dads being in the household.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Them kids in the neighborhoods, when the crack epidemic came, we just wanted sneakers and stuff like that.
Right.
It was money, but when you get caught up, the time that people was doing it didn't even add up. So it's like it's definitely a terrible thing. But now I feel like and I was talking to you earlier about this. I think with technology now, it's going to be hard. In the next 10 years, ain't nobody doing no crime.
Right.
Because
nobody's going to get away with any crime.
You're not going to get away with it.
People going to figure ways around everything too.
Because now you got to think, in the 90s, there wasn't a lot of cameras.
No.
There wasn't a lot of, they didn't have the best DNA test and, stuff like that, forensics. Now everything is top of the line. Yeah. You got the best camera. So if a kid does a crime on his block, all they're gonna do is like, what's the guy, the killer that killed all them college kids? I think in Buffalo.
No, the one out in Ohio. I think
that was Ohio, right?
Yeah.
You seen
in the Midwest, yeah.
You seen like
shout to Yusuf.
Look, this guy thought he was gonna get away with it. They was going through his garbage. They was going through cameras. They was going through everything. Or just like the father that killed his wife and the son, and they caught him off of Snapchat.
Yeah.
So it's like the son was recording on Snapchat. Right. Rest in peace to them.
The guy down in South Carolina. We had a recent arrest that we represent somebody out here, and it was caught on the Ring cameras and other surveillance cameras from Main Street in one of the local villages caught the car leaving the scene. And the Ring cameras, you go. How many people's houses have Ring cameras?
Yes,
on my block, then everybody got it.
Everybody got a Ring, but that's capturing footage all day long.
And you just think the better technology gets,
right?
It's going to be less crime. I'm telling you, because you got to think about it now. Yeah. But back in the days, we paid you spent $10,000 on a nice camera system, $5,000, $6,000.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Now you're buying these rings, you're spending $100.
Yep, connected to Wi-Fi.
But now you got the facial recognition. It might be in Manhattan, Times Square. Right. So it's like, what can you possibly get away with it? And
I heard Dolan wants to put facial recognition in the MSG, Madison Square Garden.
Facial recognition
in the garden.
Yeah, you come in there with a warrant. They come get
you come in there with a warrant, or I looked something up too. I think they have it already. Because if you have a lawsuit, and it's for lawyers too, if you sue the Madison Square Garden,
he don't want you in the garden.
Yeah, he don't want you in the garden. Even you're a lawyer that represents a lawsuit,
correct?
They don't want you in the garden. So I think they got the facial.
There's a fight going on right now. I think it's the SLA, the liquor authority, wants maybe fighting about pulling the liquor license. There's some problems with that, but he's
have
facial
mind. Recognition. Yeah. They got facial recognition.
Listen, in my opinion, Dolan ruined the Knicks. He ruined the Knicks.
But he owns Club Tao.
Yo, but who's the Knick he had a fight with in the stands?
That was Oakley.
He was fighting with Oakley in the stands.
Wow.
Oakley. I think Oakley.
But he's rich, so you know how
Oakley's going to win that fight.
Shout as
long as he brings the shrimp from Tao there, then I'm happy. The shrimp and salmon and all that back there when we go to the game.
Yeah, we'll be there Monday night.
What you were saying about your nonprofit, like I like that idea. It's right now in Wanage, they just took they're in the process of taking. They ain't leaving. I think they're leaving in April. They're taking 17 kids to Africa.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like in the spirit of what it is that you're doing.
I mean, me coming from a rough neighborhood in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Right.
Yeah. Is that a rough neighborhood?
Who?
Southside?
Come on, man. Every Southside is rough. Southside Chicago, Southside North Carolina, wherever you go.
Southside the dance.
Right.
Southside is always rough. But us beating the odds, through the music, Carl Willing, and
right.
Like, I just know, me taking my kids out of that environment made them better people.
But the one thing I got to give you guys credit for, every year, Fifth, you go back to Southside, you give back at the holidays.
We had Chris Brown there.
Correct.
We had people from Power there. We do turkey drives. We always give back to the community because that's what it's about.
And you and Fifth are back there often helping families that you don't even get a lot of credit for. We do have our first caller on the line. We have Marley from Brentwood on line 1.
Okay.
Marley.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Marley, what's going on?
Shout to the whole Brentwood. Shout to the whole Brentwood.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good.
What's going on, Marley?
Yayo, I just have a question. Like, what was your number one motivation in your rap game and everything like that? What made you start?
I mean, it was kind of all of a dream, when the cops used to chase us off the block, we used to go to my friend's basement and we used to do music, and 50 was there, and music was just like a getaway to get away from all the negative things in the neighborhood, especially the police at that time. And not saying every police is bad, but at that time,
right.
We looked at police like they was not our friends, but now we got police that are actually fans.
Yeah.
So I can't say every cop is a bad cop.
That's a good turnaround.
That's how my life has changed. There's certain places and countries we go to, we actually have police escorts.
Yeah, you got to say some of those early years on the block though, you guys were probably doing some bad things.
Yeah, definitely. But we're in a good position now, to look back and you look at it, and when you look at the prison system and you look at everything like that, it's kind of like a business. Because when you're away from all that stuff,
right?
When you're out the neighborhood, you look at everything totally different.
Yeah.
You got you're hanging with. I'm hanging with a guy like Bob Macedonia, my lawyer now. Now I'm hanging with him,
right?
And he's teaching me different things.
Well, because I have come.
So So do you feel like if you would have never met 50 Cent, like meaning like I know he was probably like a big mentor like in your life, you feel like if you never met him, you would still be in the same position that you are in now?
I mean, I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you that, but I could tell you, you know, Lloyd Banks, me and 50, you know, we all lived in the same neighborhood. We probably lived a block away from each other.
God puts people together for a reason.
You know, I brung Banks to 50 and G-Unit was created then. And 50 had a vision that was bigger than a lot of people's visions because consistency is the key to everything. If we keep being on this radio show every day, trust me, it'll be successful.
Right.
It's successful already.
It's successful. Yeah, we're here for a year already. We're here for a year.
But this is just the beginning. So I think consistency is the key to everything. If you make music every day, if you do your show every day, if we do our podcast every day.
You go to court every day.
Yeah, you go to court every day. Consistency, I would say anything you want to do, consistency is the key to everying.
Right.
And that's in Marley, that's in any industry. If you put in the hard work and you're gonna, you know, focus every day, and you gotta. There's no easy way out of any hood. There's no easy way to make it in any industry. You have to put in the work.
Definitely got to put in the work.
And Yayo will agree with this. I've never seen a man work harder than 50 Cent.
Oh nah, man. 50's working.
24/7.
We'll be on the road and he'll go shoot a movie.
Yeah.
While we're in Bulgaria.
Damn.
You know, he'll go to the gym twice a day. So it's like when you're around somebody like that, it's persistent work. You see how I'm working because
I was about to say you ain't doing a lot of bragging, but you know I see you out here going crazy right now.
But you got to work.
Yeah, you just got back from a 8-week tour in Canada.
Yeah, definitely 2 months in Canada.
And Europe before that, right?
The whole Canada. Yep, and Europe before that.
And you got an upcoming European tour?
Yeah, we got more tours
going back to Europe.
Yeah, we going back, man.
And you're working on. You got your own podcast. Let's tell everybody.
Yeah, I got my own podcast. Y'all could ever check it out.
Welcome to the culture.
Last time he wouldn't let me tell nothing about it.
No, that's cool. I had it was premature then.
All right.
Right now it's you know, I got 9 episodes out.
Right.
I got about 5,000 subscribers. No, I think 45, which is great.
Okay.
And
give them the name. Give them the name.
Working. It's called Welcome to the Culture. Yeah. I got some music I just dropped. It was #1 on iTunes, #1 in the country, #1 in Canada, all over the world. It's called The Loyal.
Right.
I got a lot of things going on. We got a lot of shows coming up.
Don't you got something that's Twitter based too, like just mainly for Twitter?
Yeah, definitely. I got. You can follow me on Twitter, Tony Yayo. I just did a big interview on there. I'm just getting into the Twitter world because it's a big world too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and now that Elon Musk freed it up a little bit too.
Yeah. What you said, Marlon? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just have one last question for.
Okay, no problem, brother.
For each guys, which would you consider your biggest regret in life?
I say my biggest regret in life is catching a felony.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that because a felony, it can hold you back from like when I want to go to certain countries, I have to like
you got to get permission.
Yeah, I got to get permission to like go to Canada. I got to get a TRP.
Yeah. You were banned from Canada for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I would say catching a felony, I would say is one thing. I'm Links. Would you agree? I would say, you know, I'm gonna say why? Because all right, say I didn't have the music and then I had to get an actual job. Yeah. Where I'm gonna work at, the only thing I can do is be an entrepreneur. Thank God for these times because you got YouTube and other ways you can make money with a felony.
That's true.
But traveling to certain countries, and you have to spend $2,000-$3,000 just to travel there on just the TRP.
Yeah.
Just getting the application for them to accept you. And if you get in trouble beforehand, you can't go on Canada.
Yeah.
So I miss out on 6 figures because I'm getting in trouble or got a felony. You know what I'm saying?
When early on, when you first got home from jail and G-Unit was touring, you weren't allowed to go on the tour when they went through Canada.
No.
You missed out on a lot of money.
Nah.
And that was all because of felony conviction.
Yeah, I was on probation. I was on parole. But when you stay out of trouble for a certain amount of time, like I had a TRP, but you spend like $3,000.
Right. So is that per trip though? Every time you take a trip, you
no. I mean, your TRP could last me for about a year.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's great, but you're spending, you know, your hotel money and your flight money just because you got a felony.
I never left the country. So
the message out there for the kids, like in the neighborhoods, is it may sound cool to get that felony. It's not going to affect you, but at some point in time, it's going to affect you. You get a little older. You have a family. Let's say you want to go on a trip to London. You want to take, you know, your kids up to Canada. Montreal. you're not going to be able to do it. How are you going to explain to him, Dad had a felony 10 years ago, I'm sorry.
Right.
So think about that. It does have an effect on your life.
Yeah, it does. The felony is a term. Like how you said you never left out the country.
Yeah.
Right? Or you off paper and everything. Or
You're good now.
I've been felony free for a while and everything.
See, you got to expand your horizons. That's what life is about. Everybody thinks life is guaranteed for tomorrow. That's how everybody. But when you come where I'm from and where you're from, life. There's a lot of places where life doesn't have any value.
I never really thought about that restriction because as far as like my biggest regret, the reason the felony ain't one of them because traveling was never a thing for me like how it is for you. That's necessary for you. So when you say like you miss out on 6 figures, like everybody can understand that. Like, that's very understandable.
But say you want to go to Canada. Canada is a very beautiful country.
Right.
You're gonna have to spend $2-3 grand just
on
to
top
get
of whatever it is, right?
Just to get a TRP, that's a lot of money just to fly to Canada, and it's a beautiful place.
Right.
But it's like you spend a lot of money with a felony.
I think for Marley, to answer your question, I don't know that I have any regrets because I'm sitting here in the room with Yayo. I'm sitting here in the room with Bob Macedonio, and whatever path it was I took landed me in this room.
That's right.
And so I don't really know how to say that I have a regret when I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing with exactly who I want to be doing it with.
So you want to go to Canada or Europe? Or
then I'm gonna be thinking about the
then you're gonna be calling Bobby
about those felonies
because Bobby's gonna say, "Hey, yo, we're going to Paris this summer. Or we're going to
Paris. Listen, I'm going to Italy.
Paris, you'll be good. Italy, I think you'll be good.
Right.
But I mean, for me, like, and this goes back to the passport for the future because it's like, yo. Like how you said, them kids from Wyandan's going to Africa.
Yeah, Ghana.
That's a great thing.
That's a great opportunity.
That is,
That's one of the greatest opportunities because that one trip could change your life.
Right.
You know, there's nothing bigger than me. For me, when I look at the music industry, I look like the women could come and go, the materialistic things could come and go, the jewelry, but the experiences are what keeps you there. Yeah. I could tell you I've been in Nelson Mandela's cell. I could tell you I've helped cheetahs, played with cheetahs in Dubai. I could tell you I seen black sand on Canary Islands. Yeah. I could tell you different things and experiences that a lot of people
and that opens up your mind and makes you a better person.
Yeah. They're not gonna come back the same.
I've been on Robbins Island. Like I've been on Robbins Island.
What's Robbins Island? What's that?
Robbins Island is the island that they had Nelson Mandela on and a lot of other political prisoners. Yeah. And I've been in Nelson Mandela's cell.
Well, Link, I think he's been on the other place we call the island too, up there.
Yeah. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be on that one, man.
That island. Link, you've never been on that island.
I got some questions for the people out here for you.
Okay,
Yayo.
shoot.
Okay.
It says, how does Tony Yayo feel about the Washington Heights situation, being a celebrity with a voice?
What do you mean? What happened in Washington Heights?
The kid that was on the train, he had autism.
The autism kid they
I just seen that online. And that was a terrible thing. It was going like viral, and I feel bad for that kid. But I mean, it's like the environment.
Kid was yelling "stranger danger." Nobody helped.
Yeah, this is part of the problem. We have New York City, the liberal Democrats that George Soros put in the prosecutor there. The prosecutors are going crazy. We're more worried about prosecuting Trump for something that happened 7-8 years ago.
That got me tight right now, too.
This is what you got to look at, right?
Right.
The girl that had him by the hoodie, you got to look at what's going on in her mind and what she went through. Because a lot of people is damaged. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? You never know. I'm not saying she's in the right. I feel sorry for that kid. That's autistic. You know, my nephew's autistic.
But we're missing something for that girl to even get to the mindset to beat up this little autistic kid for what?
Yeah, but what I'm saying...
We have Capo from Wyandanch on. Send Capo through. We got another minute for our commercial break.
But to me, that's the environment, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's how people grow up, man, and it's a terrible thing.
Capo.
Yes, sir.
You are live on Street Legal with Link, Bob Macedonio, and Tony Yayo.
Capo, what's good, man? Wine dance.
From the dance. We love the dance.
Yeah, what's the word?
What's going on, man?
How y'all doing today?
What's good, brother?
Good. Everything is good, man.
That's good. I have a quick question. I mean, I guess it's to everybody up at the station, everybody listening, but I guess I could really direct it to Tony being a public figure and a celebrity.
Yeah, Cap, what we're going to do, we got to take a short break, so I want you to stay on the line and you'll hold your question.
Hold on,
as soon as we come back from the commercial break, you are going to be the next caller up. This is Street Legal. We're here every Tuesday on 103.9 LI News Radio. We have our special guest tonight, Tony Yayo.
Yeah.
I'm here with Link.
Yeah.
And this segment, again, was brought to you by Lexus of Smithtown, 700 Middle Country Road in St. James, New York.
Shout out to Lexus, baby.
If you're looking for a new or pre-owned Lexus, visit my friends of Lexus of Smithtown. And when you stop in there, please say hello to Dina.
Tina, I need a Lexus.
You want to stay free?
You got to call B.O.B.
You want to get free?
Call B.O.B.
Let's
We'll
do
be
it.
right back. And we are back with Street Legal. And again, Link,
we are back.
Yayo, this segment is brought to you by Lexus of Smithtown. Again, 700 Middle Country Road in St. James, New York. Lexus. They got a lot of new models out, too.
Yeah, Lexus definitely is one of the most
If you're looking for a
cars.
Lexus, new or pre-owned, stop in at my friends at Lexus of Smithtown on 700 Middle Country Road in St. James and say hello to Dina.
Lexus, Dina.
All right, so we're back. We got Capo on line 1 from the dance. Put him through. Cap, thank you for holding on, Cap. We are back. You got Yayo on your line. What was your question for Yayo?
My question for Yayo is, as a celebrity and a public figure, how do you feel concerning the situation with the autistic kid in Washington Heights?
I think it was a terrible thing. You know, my nephew is autistic. And, you know, everybody has maybe somebody autistic in their family or a friend or something. And it's bullying, you know, but I feel like in a lot of these neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, in the train station, you know how it is, man. The kids is wild. They're wilder now. I just told you there was a kid in Queens that just got killed for $50 in vapes and $100.
Yeah. There's such
You know what
little,
I'm saying?
there's little value put on life.
OG era, in our era, if Capo's still there, there was a little more. There was a little more respect in our era. You know, when the era I come from, 90s era. You know what I'm saying? Like 80s era, it was a little more respect. Now there's really no respect. The kids are just running wild in the streets, and it's starting from. Look, and it's starting from 12 to 16.
Right. What do you think? What do you think changed the climate so drastically like this? That this is what we're dealing with all of a sudden.
I just feel like the youth is just crazy. It's crazy.
He said it's just crazy.
Next question is, who do we look at in situations like this? Like me and Link was having this discussion earlier. Like Link is one of my personal friends, a brother. Like, so you know what I'm saying? This ain't no like, oh, I'm just calling up to the station just to get some clout.
Right. No, I understand.
My thing is that in this situation, in this day and age, who do we look at? Do we look at the kids or do we look at the parents? Because if you notice in the video, the young man was yelling, "Stranger alert! Stranger alert!"
Yeah, stranger danger.
Listen, Cap, I'm gonna jump in here because the problem is it starts at home. The parents have to teach these children the values.
I agree.
So
that's a fact.
You know, the kid doesn't go out and just think about robbing or assaulting an autistic person. That there's no structure in that household. That kid thinks he could run wild like that with no consequences.
No consequences. And then it's like if you let your kid run the street, right? If you a parent, you let your kids run the street. Ain't no kind of you don't know what kind of trouble that kid can possibly get into.
Capo, you got a lot of background noise there. So if you get to a quiet place, it's breaking up in the station.
Capo in the barbershop getting money right now. That's what you're hearing. You're hearing that barbershop money.
Shout out the barbershop, Capo, man.
I appreciate that. We had Stay Faded.
That's right. Shout out Stay Faded, man.
Shout to Stay Faded, man.
All right, so we have live calling tonight, 631-451-1039. We're here live with Tony Yayo. And, we're going to talk about, one of the things that's all over the news.
Okay.
Former President Donald Trump is due to be arrested anytime soon.
Right.
What's this country come to where we have to focus on that type of crime, politically motivated?
Right.
You take the Soviet Union, you take North Korea, you take China, Venezuela. These are countries where you arrest and prosecute and sometimes even murder your political opponents.
Right.
Excuse me, Mike.
Whether you like Donald Trump, don't like Donald Trump, what they're doing to this man, and they've done to this man over and over and over because he's not one of the political elite.
Right.
It just seems to be so unfair. Like, we have such other things. We have, how many, you can go a few miles from where the station is right here. How many homeless people are there? How many people didn't eat today? How many kids went to school with no lunch money?
Right.
And we're worried about prosecuting
Look how many
Donald
serious
Trump.
crimes take place in Manhattan.
Okay.
Right? Like,
Link,
we're not talking about
serious crimes take place right a mile from where we are here.
Right.
I'm not talking about the city. The city's not the only thing. I mean, you moved out here. This crime out here, you left the city.
Definitely. I mean, there's crime out here in certain areas, but I feel like everywhere you go in the world is going to be your good areas, and the hood might be, 10 or 20 minutes away.
Oh, yeah, I think we got a special guest online. We have Cookie from Manaville.
Hello?
Put the call through. Hello?
Cookie?
Hello?
You are live on Street Legal. This is Cookie from Manaville.
How you doing, Cookie?
I'm good. When are you going to come to visit, Tony?
I'm going to come visit you. We miss you.
That's
I miss you so much. I thought it was,
Listen, for those out there, that's my mother calling on there. She's one of Yayo's biggest fans.
that's Cookie. That's my lady right there. Beautiful woman, nice soul, nice heart. I'm definitely coming to see you.
And you know, she met Yayo years ago before he was even a superstar.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And they're talking about taking kids out of the hood. Bobby knows.
Definitely.
I took a kid out of the hood almost 30 years ago, and he's doing great today.
See?
Yeah, I'm proud of Bobby.
And
No, I'm
see,
kidding.
But look,
I'm doing
this
okay,
is what
Ma.
I'm talking about. He's doing great.
I'm doing okay, Ma.
Talking about him, Bobby knows who I'm talking about.
I'm doing okay, Ma. I came out of the hood a little more than 30 years ago.
You know who I'm talking
We
about.
lived in that hood up there called Monticello back then. That's a hood now.
She said, "Stop."
Yeah.
You know who she's talking about.
Yeah. Oh no, Ma. Thank you for calling in. We're going.
We love you, Cookie.
We're going back into.
All right, come visit, Tony.
Definitely, I'm coming to visit you.
We are live. We're talking about the Trump.
All right.
What? Like I said, there's so many other issues to focus on in this whole
Right.
society. Yeah,
Right.
within a couple of miles of your house, my house, Link's house,
Right.
there are kids starving. There are people
Right.
homeless, getting evicted. You know, and we're worried about prosecuting Donald Trump.
I think the government really doesn't like him too much.
Why?
I think because of the whole Capitol thing. Just my honest opinion. Because
Before that, they went after him with the
Yeah,
Russia
yeah.
stuff.
I
before
know,
that.
but I think the Capitol thing was like over the top for them because come on, we already know
Right.
all the Trump fans out there. They go crazy.
But I think part of it, if you look at some of the real video surveillance of that,
Right.
I think they wanted that to happen. They let it happen.
There was no cops. There was barely any
Because
cops
it,
there.
it fit their narrative of destroying Trump.
Right.
You know, how are you going to arrest a former president for paying a porn star? Do you really care? Do you really care? He paid that
No
girl
one
$130,000?
cares.
Oh, that
No
was
one
about
cares.
the porn star, right?
Yeah, that's what they're going to arrest him
Right.
for now. Paying a porn star 9 years ago.
But you know why
Actually,
they're
I
having a
think
hard time arresting him?
I think
Because
he paid her in 2006.
Yeah.
But do you really care that he paid that porn star $130,000?
Yeah, I really don't care.
yeah,
Okay.
I think he overpaid.
They
They
can't go
overpaid.
put-
You
they
said
can't put cuts on him for two reasons.
130,000.
Ron DeSantis hasn't agreed
Wait,
to.
let me say,
Yeah.
Trump, you can go to any hood around here, and he's going to cost you $130,000.
130,000.
$40.
He got it so where they can't really come get him because Ron DeSantis ain't gonna make him get out of Florida. Deport him. They're not, what is it called when they
Extradite him.
They're not gonna. He's not willing to do that. That's one. Two. They said that it's gonna clog up the streets in Manhattan so much if they try to get him into like a courthouse or something like that. Like once it's out in the streets that he's being transferred, they will never be able to get him physically to a courthouse.
Didn't he
because they're
say
gonna clog the
something
streets
like
up.
he told all his people that he was
Come
on out.
to protest?
Come outside.
And this is
January
why
6th.
I'm saying they don't like Trump because
But let me ask
Right,
you.
he can mobilize
What's
his base.
Yes.
He
What's
can
the difference
mobilize his
between
base.
that and then when a cop kills a black kid when they tell all the other people to protest and you have riots? What's the difference between that? No news media bashes that. You've had cities burned down. You've had entire police stations ransacked and burned down.
Well, you're talking about a murder, so that's a little probably
Yeah,
different.
that's a little- it's
That's
a little
different.
It's
than,
still protesting. It's still
Right.
violence. It's still the same thing. But violence is violence is violence. People
but
die.
it's cause and effect. Like that, somebody losing their life in a way that George Floyd
Yeah,
lost his life.
yeah, you can't compare George Floyd to the-
And not to say that you're doing that, but I'm just saying, when you talk about somebody, there's a loss of life. It's not the same thing as this guy a campaign violation or some Stormy Daniels deal. It's not the same thing. You're talking about something that's
It's talking about
irretrievable.
people, the right of this country to protest. You have a right
Right.
to protest in this country.
Right, you do.
You know,
But when people,
peacefully.
but what I'm saying is Bob, when people run into the Capitol, you've never, in the history of the U.S.,
That's a fact. though.
you've never seen that.
That's a fact.
So when you seeing people, trumped out, running into the Capitol, breaking stuff,
Yeah.
breaking doors.
Because
I mean,
they
look,
He
we're
said he
seeing
was
this on the
trumped out.
news now.
They
We're seeing
feel,
this.
They feel like they were ripped off, and they feel like the election was stolen from them because of this. is
No,
what
I
we've
understand, but what I'm saying is his power is a little too much. I think it's a little too much for the government to stand.
had. What did Kanye do to Taylor Swift when he thought?
He said Beyonce had
Beyonce
the best
should've-
video
yeah.
of the year.
Yeah, I mean, he was drunk a little bit.
And he said, no disrespect.
What did Will
As
Smith?
he disrespected her.
What did Will Smith do last year?
We already know about that.
Yeah, getting slapped about the awards. It's getting real.
Yeah, so it's getting. But I think we have this country. We have so many problems.
Yeah,
here.
we do have a lot more problems, but that's the stuff that's going to be newsworthy.
Okay, can we get into your podcast now? Because you had me mums
Yeah.
to work for a lot of months. I think I did good too.
We could get into my podcast. It's called
us.
Welcome to the Culture, and
Yeah.
it's
Tell us what it's about.
It's it's about like everything that I actually like I have the cannabis, the cannabis
lot of
business.
lot of buzz.
I mean, the cannabis business is, if you look at it, a lot of governments, everything is legal. It's legal now here, and it's $1 billion business. I think think last year Las Vegas probably spent $1 billion in taxes off of cannabis revenue.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a big business, and people look at cannabis like, think, it's just a guy smoking a joint or smoking a J. No, the cannabis plant, there's all different kind. It breaks into different things. Like you could have, there's a lot of people with cancer that take it. You could have,
you have oils. You have
you could have
you with some
anxiety.
pretty big dogs though at these buzz spots though. You with like the biggest of the big dogs.
Definitely. Shout to Burner and Steve LaBelle and you know, it's a
those
big business.
Kind of guys.
I think that's where the future's going, because now we had at times now where a guy like B.O.B. his investment would be stocks or real estate.
Yeah.
You know, that's you know how
he was supposed to teach me day trading. He never told me.
The stocks are, real estate.
Right.
But now, we like, you got guys making millions off of podcasts like Vlad TV.
Yeah.
So I mean, now it's like YouTube.
Shout out to Vlad too, man.
Yeah.
And after you're done, I got something. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you got YouTube now, which is a big revenue. Like when you look at Jake Paul, the brothers, the Paul brothers, right?
Yeah.
This guy went from YouTube to fighting Floyd Mayweather, Jake and Logan.
Well, wasn't Justin Bieber discovered on YouTube?
Yeah, definitely. Justin Bieber was discovered
on
YouTube.
I didn't know that either.
He was discovered on YouTube. But when you look at
now he's worth $300 million.
Right. So when you look at Jake Paul and Logan Paul,
but can he feel his face?
Listen, these guys are making millions of dollars. Look, I thought he was a YouTuber, so I never looked at him as a boxer. But I seen him fight Fury.
Yeah, he fought Nick Fury. I mean, Tyson Fury.
No, his brother.
Oh, okay.
He fought the Fury, but I forget his first name. I'm bugging out right now because I watched the fight. But he fought Tyson Fury's brother.
Okay.
So when is your
I paid for the fight.
When is your podcast on? How do people see it? How do they watch
my podcast, I got 9 episodes on right now on YouTube. Go check them out on Welcome to the Culture on YouTube. You go check that out. And, I got cannabis. We go to restaurants. We go to different businesses.
You go to like a dog kennel?
Yeah, definitely. I have my friend K9. Right. K9 kennels in Atlanta. And, it's PK9, excuse me.
Okay.
And he actually trains dogs for protection.
Nice. Yeah, they was like, did you put the dog suit on and let it jump on you?
Yeah, I put the dog suit on. I let it jump on me because I've always been a fan of dogs. Like, we always love dogs.
You used to have that beautiful German Shepherd.
Yeah, I had a beautiful German Shepherd. People was like scared to come over, but I got pit bulls right now, cane corsos. I'm into the dogs.
You're a dog guy.
Yeah, just stuff that I like. The cannabis, or it could be a restaurant I like. It's just Welcome to the Culture. Or it could be in a studio with with artists and stuff like that. But check it out. It's on YouTube. Got 9 episodes out. I just dropped Detroit Cultivation, which is cool. And, shout out to my man Matt, King of the Lake, and Little's out there.
What's your new single that's out? People can download.
My new single is called "Clown You When You Down," and that's on iTunes. You could catch that anywhere, Spotify, wherever.
Okay. I wish you would have said something earlier. I wanted to play a little snippet of that. I wish we'd have had that.
No, it's all good. Listen, I'll be back.
This is the second visit. They'll be back.
I'll be back.
So what do you think of the progress, man? Last time you came, we was in this conference room. We was on the day. You joined us,
y'all doing it big, man. Y'all doing it big here, man.
Yeah, you live on radio for the whole Long Island right now.
Giving us a chance here, David.
Shout out to David, man.
Shout out to David Levinstein, man.
David is the man, man. I'm loving this, man. I'm seen a couple of.
We can't get Anthony though. Anthony been working hard.
So I see you on Vlad, right? I see you on Vlad. And it's crazy because if loyalty was a person, I think it would probably look like you, man. Because literally any show I see you on, whether it's Vlad, whether it's the joint with Math Hoff, I can't remember the name of it right now, but I love it. I love his show though.
Right.
Your core thing is like, listen, I'm with 50 100%. I'm 100% in favor of him making amends with anybody, but I maintain relationships with them. But 50 is my guy. Like I'm rocking with 50, and every decision.
I feel like I'm like that with all my friends.
Correct.
Like people
I heard
just
you shout Bob out on Vlad.
Yeah,
I put that on replay.
Yeah,
I put that on replay.
That's what I'm talking about. See, Bob is. I'm like that with all my close friends. Links.
Yeah, we have been through the best and the worst. We have been to the top, the middle, the bottom, and back up together. So we're not going anywhere.
So you can understand. So even when it comes to like even law or anything or any, like I'm not the type of guy that's going to go to B.O.B. because a lot of people do this. They go to B.O.B. He'll look out for dudes' moms.
Yeah,
they might not have the money. I've seen it.
I've seen it too, man.
He looks out for some of my friends. They might not have the money. Some of
R.I.P. Lodi Mac.
Rest in peace, Lodi Mac. He might, send stuff to the prison for somebody. He might just do the extra mile that a lawyer wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So he always has my respect. So there's no way with That's why I say I'm like that with all my friends, not only 50.
And look, not even that. When it came time, for my 2 daughters' Sweet 16s, Yayo
50 Cent.
Up. Yeah, they pulled up.
Yayo emceed it. We had my daughter Julia. Shout out Julia. We had 50 Cent, hour and a half for the Sweet 16, and then Sarah's a year later. We had DJ Who Kid.
Yeah,
nice.
And see, even with 50 Cent, 50 Cent loves this guy. So it's like my whole thing. No matter the situation with, like, if I'm gonna, like, if I had a problem, knock on wood, I'm not gonna go to him, and then I run into money, and then I go see the next lawyer. There's no way that I'm going to deal with any lawyer, no matter what the situation is. I'm going to him, and that's loyalty because
that is loyalty.
It's loyal. He know we've been friends for over 10 years, so it's like even for me to come out the show, I'm like, yo, I got to start making the show.
That's dope.
I got to make the show. I got to come here and make a show, and any way he needs me to support, I'm going to support because he supported me from day one.
I met you when you first came home from jail. You still had the bracelet on. You weren't allowed out of your house.
That's right.
Fifth delivered a brand new Bentley to his address. He threw me the keys. He wasn't even allowed out of the house. He said, go drive this, show everybody what Fifth gave for my birthday.
That is dope.
I was the first one to drive his new Bentley.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope right there.
I couldn't even drive it, and I let him drive it. But it's just a loyalty thing. Like, I know his daughters, I know everything. I know his whole family. You see Cookie call
his
up.
Mom's just, I'm about to say, his mom's just called like, Tony, stop by. You got to pull up now.
My mom said made him dinner.
Cookie and Artie. I come over there, dinner, play with the cat. Shout to Artie, too.
We got the last couple minutes of the show, what we call the hot seat, though.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. The hot seat. The hot seat.
We are ready. Okay, first question. Here we are.
All right, we on the hot seat.
Okay. Best G-Unit moment.
I would say the best G-Unit moment for me.
You traveled the world.
I would say my best G-Unit moment for me was I was on Rikers Island. And Eminem wore the Free Yayo shirt at the Grammys.
Wow, I remember that.
I would say that was the biggest thing for me because
and then the whole cell block went nuts.
And the whole cell block went nuts, and I felt like I had something to really go home to. It was like a motivation, like, yo, let me stay out of trouble, keep it moving, get out of here fast because we're blowing to the next level. So for Eminem to do that without anybody telling him, and I still sell them shirts now. You can catch them on my passportboys.com.
And like not only that, when he came home, $1 million check.
So I mean, but to me that was bigger than the check.
Because, that's huge, man.
Because that moment, I mean, one of the biggest. Well, he's in the top 5 of Billboard right now. I mean, for him to do that with a Free Yayo at the Grammys. And on Rikers Island, you could get into a fight over the TV. Right. Some people might want to watch reggaeton.
I can just imagine how the island erupted when they saw that, though. The island must have went crazy.
Yeah, because at that time, you had the Spanish guys. Oh, shout out to all my Latino brothers. They want to watch Caliente with all the pretty women on there. You always watch Caliente, and then some dudes might want to catch the game from
Right.
So it's you because when you go to jail, they say 3 things don't worry about: is the telephone, keep you out of trouble, the TV, and the newspaper. Because you can get hurt over them things. As long as I get phone time, I'm good. So this day, I wanted to watch the Grammys, and everybody in the house was like, cool, you can watch it. Boom, watch the Grammys without a problem on Rikers, and that was my biggest moment.
We are here at Street Legal. We're here every
Street Legal,
and G-Unit.
We in the building. The best lawyer in the building. My man Link's in the building.
We are here every Tuesday night on 103.9 LI News Radio. This is Bob Macedonio and Duncan, 126 Carlton Avenue, Isop Terrace. And if you want to stay free,
you gotta call B.O.B.
You want to get free,
still gotta call
B.O.B. baby.
Call B.O.B.
We'll have that lawyer money too.
And PTG and have that lawyer money. Have that lawyer money. Good night.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.